what's going on, world? It's your boy Boom here, back at it, man. For this is 50, man. We got another special guest, a really great guest, one I'm really excited about. I've been waiting to do an interview with her for a very long time. The Grammy Award winner, one of the illest female MCs you will ever hear in this generation, period. Man, we got BIA here today. BIA, how's it been?
What's T? Wow, thanks for the intro. It's your favorite cover girl checking in live.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, we're going to get into that whole cover girl, whole everything you got going on, because you've been doing a lot of big things lately and just throughout your career in general since 2014 when you first got in, or first acknowledged by music. It's probably not the first time you got in, but you know how they do it. So look,
yeah.
But first, man, let's just get into this whole pandemic thing and everybody pretty much being in the house. Every artist show money stopped. Pretty much everything came to a halt. But what have you been doing throughout this whole quarantine pandemic? How have you been able to maintain your creativity and just, do what you got to do from home? Because you released 2 records since everything went down. So, and you had Best on Earth out at the same time. And you were actually on tour with Russ when this went down, because I was waiting on you guys to come out here to Dallas anyway.
Yeah, everything kind of got stopped to a halt. But I feel like the pandemic has really allowed me to focus on, like, kind of in a different way, self-care, like, because we constantly as artists, I feel like we're moving so fast and we always trying to like chase the next moment that we don't really get to appreciate the moment that we in. So for me, Best on Earth was probably like, the biggest moment of my career to date. And, it allowed me to really just be thankful for that moment, because you just never know like what's going to happen next. So I just kind of like put it into full gear and was just like, okay, well, if this is the new norm, then we got to learn how to make it work. Like, just, focus on self and staying focused.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, you say Best on Earth was one of your biggest moments, but people would argue that how would that be if you had the song with J Balvin and Pharrell and won a Grammy off the song?
Well, I say one of my biggest moments of my career, because I feel like that was a moment where I shined for me, So like, not for nothing, like I'm so thankful for every moment that I've ever had in my career, because as you know, like they don't come often for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Some people have moments and it's like you see them every week with a moment, and you have other people where you see them maybe with one and then you don't see them ever again. So I'm one of those people that, like, I'm just super grateful for everything that happens in my life and in my career. But I feel like Best on Earth was the first time that I got to shine as BIA, like not BIA as someone's artist, or BIA on another song with 2 people that overshadow her, or BIA, this is just BIA as her truest self and her most authentic self. And I think it came at the perfect time.
And dropping bars.
Yeah, and it was dropping bars, like, and not in Spanish, because, like, Safari was dropping bars in Spanish for me, but I don't think that people got enough of me dropping bars in English. So they were just like, all right, you dropping bars in Spanish, more Spanish, more Spanish. And I was like, but wait. Like, I still got all this English in this rap that I'm trying to get off. So I think it allowed me to, like, get back to let people know, like, who I really am and let them tap back into me.
No doubt. Now, you are a very diverse recording artist. You can obviously do Spanglish. You can do the sex appeal. You can do the hardcore, gritty street raps. But when it comes to you making a project, how do you manage to balance putting all of that in while still doing what you want to do and still evolve as an artist?
I think when it comes to making a project, it's like finding that happy medium between, like, you, your fans, your label, and everybody else. So like, for me, I used to just make the music I wanted to hear. And then everybody would be like, well, I love this song. And, I know you don't really love this song, but somebody else might love this song. So I think for the project side of things, like, I've gotten married to, like, a lot of ideas of what I thought I wanted my project to sound like. And then 3 to 6 months later, it changes. So I think I've just taken my time and really just, like, wanted to know who I am as an artist before I give that project to the world.
No doubt, no doubt. And then what? Being that you've been in this business for so long, when did you realize you were comfortable with your own, own subject matter, own style, just the way you make your music?
I don't think I got comfortable until I didn't have a choice. Like, until it was like, well, nobody's really fucking with me but me. So let me just be who I am and go full force with it. Like, I don't think it was like a moment that I was like, okay, I'm super sure about this. But I think it was just to the point that I didn't have a choice. Like, it was like, okay, this is who you are. And if they don't like it, then they don't like it. But you like it. So that's all that matters.
Definitely. And then, you let a lot of aggression out on first day out. Like, how did you know that was the first song that you wanted to put out within your new deal?
Because first day out was people hadn't heard from me for so long. And I still get this question. People are like, what happened? I seen you on Sisterhood of Hip Hop, or I seen you here in Safari and I never seen you again. And I think that that happens to a lot of artists, where you think it's like, oh, you're a one-hit wonder. And it's like, a lot of times, a lot of those artists that's not the case. It's just that they didn't get the resources they needed, and they were, whether it be shelved or they were silent. So I think that was kind of like me coming out and telling people like, this was my story. And, it wasn't sweet and it didn't stop, but we still here. So I think that was important to come out with first.
For sure. And now, being that you've had so much success early on in your career, when did you realize that this never ends? Like, even though you reach the highest plateaus, you can always go back down and you can always go back up. But when did you realize that this music business never ends?
I think I realized it never ends the more I talk to people and see people that are way more successful than me and way more acclaimed, like especially someone like, Pharrell, who he's always still working. Like, there's people that are always still working, like they don't stop. So it's like, when you see that, it's like, you can't just think that you're going to have like one run and then it's over. Like, you're going to have to keep going until you get another run.
No doubt. And then you've grown a lot since Chola season and Nice Girls finished last. But how have you personally witnessed your growth as an artist that's throughout those projects?
Oh man, I think it's just self growth. Like, it's not, I really just noticed being comfortable. Like, I've noticed like some people are gonna like you, some people are gonna hate you, but the best thing that you can do for yourself is just be who you are and just be unapologetic about it, and stop trying to conform to what you think people want from you. Or, like, I stopped seeking validation a long time ago, and I really think that was the best thing I could have did for myself in my career. Because it's like, I don't really care about what anybody else feels. This is like, I'm having a blast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
For sure. And then, like you said, you went on tour with J Balvin throughout South America, and then you being Afro-Latina. When you was going on tour and seeing all that over there and seeing the impact that they have on their culture, did that inspire you in any type of way to want to make a whole Afro-Latina album, or do anything, or just focus more on that side of music? Or
Oh, absolutely. Just being in South America or touring with J Balvin, it showed me like they were so open and receptive to me. And I was thinking that they were not really going to be that way. Like, I was kind of like, well, I'm not Latina enough. So maybe like I'm not Latina enough that they're going to embrace me, or they're going to be like, oh, she's too ghetto, or she's too this or that, So I wasn't really thinking that they were going to like me for who I am and relate to me. But it made me just know that like there's different Latin Americans all over the world, and I'm a millennial too, so there's Latin millennials and they relate to us. So it's like things like that.
For sure. Now, one thing you've mentioned before in interviews is your favorite artists that you grew up with that were females were the Charlie Baltimores and whatnot. So, Emile, which, she had a big record with Beyonce that people really don't ever recognize. Do you ever think about going back and reaching back to those artists and, even having a fan moment and just being like, hey, I want to collaborate you guys, just being some people that inspire me to do hip hop?
It's crazy because I always tweet about Eve. Like, I would love to do something with Eve, Charlie Baltimore, like, you know, the Foxy Brown, like some old school women to me, because that's kind of like Lil' Kim. That's really what I grew up on. So it was just the bars were kind of different. It was more like East Coast. It was real like, I pride myself on writing like that because I think I had that type of inspiration.
Now, being inspired by them, you developed a style of your own that's similar to theirs. But I gotta ask you, man, growing up, man, that was pretty progressive. So were you getting in trouble a lot listening to their music?
It's so crazy because my stepdad, he's the one that raised me. His name's T. He was so into rap. And my mom was into rap, but just not as like much as my stepfather. And she used to be like, "Oh, like, you know, don't get her that CD. Like, don't buy her that CD." And he was buying me like, you know, Nas, Illmatic CDs, Eminem and D12 CDs. So I grew up on real rap that like 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds probably shouldn't listen to. Like, but I think that's why my pen is the way it is, you know?
For sure. It's definitely one of the nicest. But you pretty much got it, like you said, it was a big moment for best on earth. And one of the biggest parts of that moment was having Rihanna reach out and say that that was her favorite song. So, and then it ended up with you being on her Thisis50 line. So what is it like, you know, having your favorite artist ask you to come model her lingerie line?
Man, I just can't even put into words. Like, the way she embraces women as a whole, like, not even just me, just up and coming women, and shines light on the girls. That's like, it's just like, how could you not love how could you not respect it, love it, and appreciate it? Like, you know, like, she's helping us. She been like, that's my girl. Like, we love her. I love her, man. Like, she do no wrong in my eyes. Like, if somebody said something bad about Rihanna around me, I would fight. Yeah,
well, I mean, you definitely,
like, you gonna catch these hands. Like, you better not say nothing wrong about her in front of me. Okay.
You definitely did your thing on the line. So, like, I guess one thing that everybody wants to know is, have you put any songs together to have Rihanna featured on it?
I haven't put no songs together, but she know what's up. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for us to do a whole song, a whole album, a whole tour. Okay.
For sure. Now, other things on Best on Earth, man, you said this song originally came together with you and Russ meeting up at the studio. Now, Russ was supposed to give you a Beats pack. Now, being that you guys did Best on Earth, did you ever take the Beats pack, and did you ever use any of the beats?
You know what's crazy? He always tells me about this one song that he's like, you need to rap on this beat. And he's probably right. But for that, I wanted to do it with him. So we just spoke recently about, I'm going to come to Atlanta and like do some recording. Like, I definitely got to link back with Russ. We got some shit we got to work on.
For sure. But right now, you got Cover Girl out right now. You made a quarantine video for it, and you made a Super Fans video for it. Now, what was it like watching the Super Fan video and see all your fans from all over just come out and really show out in that video?
It's crazy because it's like, sorry. It's crazy because like, I didn't even expect to have that song be embraced that way, you know, or even have that many people know the words. It was like a fun song for me. It was really just like my take on the dating scene and making it with my friends. So I don't know. It was just rewarding to see that.
No doubt. Now, speaking of the dating scene, I mean, you've been very vocal about this on Twitter. Like, a lot of people don't know that your Instagram is definitely for the looks, but your Twitter is definitely you find out who BIA is as a person. But,
oh, wow. Yay. Thank you. Yeah, go to my Twitter then.
No doubt. But speaking of relationships, man, how's it been for you with this whole dating scene in LA and just moving throughout the industry? Now, you said you don't date within the industry, so how's it been as far as meeting regular people or just going on regular dates throughout this?
I really feel like I always see girls that they're like, I want to date an athlete, or I want to date a rapper, I want to date this, I want to date that. And I'd be like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many good people that are just not on the scene. You know what I'm saying? And way better people that are not on the scene. No offense to like the people that's on the scene, because there's great relationships. Like, I look up to some relationships I see that are entertainment relationships, but you know, overall, like, your soulmate might really be somebody outside and you looking for the wrong one. So I'm vocal about that, because like, I'm in a relationship and it's not with somebody that's an athlete or a rapper, but it's the best relationship I ever had, and it functions. So it's like, just find somebody that functions with you and it treats you how you should be treated.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, before you had this relationship, did you have a vision board together for the perfect man, or because you know you mentioned it in the song, the perfect like or relationship goals and stuff? So I'm just saying, did you have a vision board together, or was it just on the fly? This is just, I'm gonna just let fate decide.
No, I was just like fate decide. I just have my standards, you know, like, and I think that that's important for women to have, not to be unrealistic with your standards, but to have standards, like, you know, like for anyone, not just women, men too, because it's like, my cousin used to always tell me she's been married since she was young, like 21 years old. And I used to be like, oh my God, I want to be married like that too one day, sis. And she would say, if you want a good man, you got to be a good woman. And it used to go right over my head. But then it's like, when I started to get a little older, I'm like, oh, that's true. That's the tea. Like, if you're going to be a piece of shit, you're going to get a piece of shit.
All right. Now, another thing they say about, you know, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Now, you've been in quarantine, you've been in pandemic this whole time. What's his cooking skills like? And does your man get all the great meals?
I'm a master chef, and everybody knows it. Like, from my man to my friends to my managers to my homies, like, everybody knows, my homegirls, I'm a master chef. I just don't cook all the time. It's like it's like a hold on real quick, cook today. And then you might not see it again for a while, but I do cook really well.
That's good. That's good to know. All right, man. Well, back into the music. You've hung out, or you've received advice, and you've been around a lot of people, a lot of great individuals like Pharrell's, like Russ, and even Rihanna. And you left a situation with RCA to go and sign with Epic. Now, why did you decide to leave a major and sign with another major when you could go independent, like, and have a lot of success like a lot of people are today?
I think, okay, so to each his own, of course, like, but everybody's career, I feel like, needs different things. Like, you know, I tried the independent, I left RCA and I tried the independent route for a little while. And I love the freedom of being independent, but it's not easy. Like, you know, some people I think just make it seem like, all right, well, I'm gonna go independent. And it's like, okay, now I'm gonna collect all my own money. And it's like, it's not always that easy. Like, you know, they don't tell you what you need money for: marketing, playlists, videos, you know, all those things that you need that you see your favorite artists on the radio and all these things. It's not just because they just put out a song, you know? So, I mean, I needed a little bit more support, and that was support that I wasn't getting on my previous label. But I also went into the second situation as more of a businesswoman, where I didn't need as much. Like, I wasn't just like, oh, do everything for me. Like, you know, and I think a lot of new artists, they think that when you get signed or when you go and you link up with somebody, they're going to do everything for you. And that's not the case. It doesn't happen that way. You got to go in with your own plan. You got to go in with your own team. You got to go in and know what you want.
For sure. And then, speaking as a businesswoman, you have a lot of business ventures popping off right now. I mean, you said you've dived into makeup, and you've also dived into starting your own label. Like, who are some artists that you are looking at, if any, and what made you decide to be like, I'm gonna start my own label and, you know, really go for it as a executive?
Well, I feel when I really understood the music business is a business, and like, you know, my second situation, I own 100% of my masters, so it's like, you know, I'm at the point where I know a lot, but I haven't done everything I want to do yet. So I have my eyes open, and, you know, I'm looking for who I want to build with. But I don't want to make any promises to an artist or take anybody on until I know that I'm able to give them that 100%. So that's really what until I have that, I'm not really looking too crazy, but I know that there's an infrastructure there that could grow and be something great.
No doubt, no doubt. And then being that the female hip hop scene is probably at its peak, not its peak, but definitely its highest right now. How do you feel about everything as far as like the evolution of female hip hop in general right now?
I think it's inspiring. Like when would you ever think that you're gonna see this many female artists at the same time? It's different, and it makes me happy, and it gives me hope. It makes me feel like every time somebody does something that I haven't accomplished yet, it makes me feel like, okay, I could do that too. Like, stay on path. So yeah, and I think it's real sweet too. Like the more you see women each coming into their own, it's less of the cattiness because everybody's in their own. It's nobody really feels like, well, you got something that I don't have, because we all doing our own thing.
No doubt, no doubt. Wow. Have you had any plans of doing more female collaborations?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm definitely gonna focus on that next. I've been focusing on my own music, like wrapping up my own project, but next I'm gonna tap into more female collabs. Like I got a lot of girls I'm cool with, and I love their artistry, like Koi, Melly, and I would love to see what that would sound like.
For sure, for sure. And now speaking of your next project, where's the current status of this project, being that you mentioned before that you were going to have it released at the end of this summer?
So it's done. I just kind of didn't, the whole pandemic really made me just not want to throw it out into the pandemic. Cause like a lot of that music for me is like, I want to go outside. I want to go to the club, and I want to go I want to go to the strip club with my song. And you know what I'm saying? I want to go have a party and, really go outside with the music. So I kind of feel like, yeah, I could put the music out in the middle of the pandemic when no one could go outside and enjoy it. Or I could, put a little bit here and then just release it when I feel like everybody's ready.
No doubt.
More so I'm ready.
No doubt. So the name of the project is still For Certain, or is it?
Yes, it's still For Certain.
For sure, for sure. Now, it's funny that you mentioned strip clubs, man. We're going to ask you, man, what's your favorite strip club? Being that you in LA, we got Sam's, you got everything popping off over there. So what's your favorite strip club?
I definitely love. Okay, so I love Crazy Girls just because it's Crazy Girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever been to Crazy Girls?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's another one. It's so crazy. I'm forgetting the name right now. It's not Sam's. It just opened before the pandemic hit. We were there like every day.
Oh, I don't remember the name.
I forget the name. It might have been. No, I don't think it was Sam's. Hold on one second. Hey, what's the name of that strip club we was at? Not Crazy Girls. In LA. Hello? They're not there. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows? Nobody knows?
No, they don't know.
All right. So,
I'll get back to you. There's another one. It's new. DJ Sky High is the homegirl. She DJs there. It's fire. We was blowing a bag in there, but we haven't been back since the pandemic.
Ace of Diamonds? Is it that one? Is it Ace?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. No, it's not. Sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, you're gonna make me go look it up now. You're gonna make me go look it up because it was new.
No doubt.
It was new. There was only two we were going to. It was Crazy Diamonds. It was Crazy Girls and another one, but it wasn't Ace of Diamonds. Ace of Diamonds was like when I first moved to LA. This was like a newer one. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, I'll tell you when I get the name.
All right. Well, so would you say BIA has a top 5 stripper list? Would you have a top 5? Would you say that? Your favorite strippers?
Favorite strippers?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't have a top 5 favorite strippers, but like strippers know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm friends. Like I'm cool with a lot of strippers. Like I love strippers. I love strip clubs. I love the whole culture because I just don't knock it. I don't knock anybody like, getting their money how they get it.
No doubt. Now, what song have you made that we can expect that was, inspired by a strip club experience?
See, Cover Girl a lot of my project feels like that. Like CoverGirl, Automatic, Sim Simma, it's all songs like Plate is all songs like that feel like okay.
About to
Run
blow that
checker.
For sure. Now, I guess you said one time in an interview that you said, you know, you need tequila with your studio sessions. Now, what is your tequila?
Cheetahs. It was Cheetahs.
Okay, yeah.
Cheetahs.
What would you say is your tequila choice?
Tequila choice, it would be between 1942, Casamigos, and Casa Azul. I like all those. You want to see my bar? I got a bar downstairs.
I believe you. All right, so look, even back to you just creating during the pandemic. What have you experimented with musically?
I've been singing a little bit more. I haven't really released any songs of me singing yet, which I'm excited to do because it's just a whole new thing for me, like a whole new. So that'll be something new, and definitely I've been trying to record myself. So I'm trying to, like, you know, get more familiar with just doing everything on my own. And maybe I'll make beats eventually, who knows? But as of right now, I just want to just like perfect everything I'm trying to do.
No doubt. And then, I mean, doing everything on your own is more cost effective. So
I'm all about cost effective, and I'm all about being self-sufficient.
No doubt. So I guess I would say what during this whole pandemic, what have you missed most about as far as food, as far as going out? Like, what is your restaurant that you've missed the most?
All my restaurants in LA are still like up for pickup, but they're not the same. Like, it's not the same. Like, I used to go to Hot and Juicy like once a week with my friends, and we used to just get into the crab legs, and now you have to eat Hot and Juicy outside. It's weird.
Yeah. Everything's, we gotta be safe out here though. We gotta be safe.
Yeah, so like I miss that. And I miss being able to like walk around without my mask on in the mall, on the plane, things like that. Now I got this mask on all the time.
Y'all hate it when y'all put the mask on. Y'all complain about it. You know, it be messing up y'all makeup and all that.
Yeah.
So
it's dumb.
For sure.
Like, I don't want lip gloss all over my mask. My phone can't recognize me. It's like, it's me, stupid. I just got my mask on. I'm over it.
For sure. But another thing that's been going on during this whole pandemic is a lot of social injustice, police brutality, just wrongful deaths, man. And I want to know from your point of view, you've been very vocal about it like I said, on Twitter. You've been very vocal about it, political, and very vocal about what's going on in the world. But I want to know, do you have any plans on putting that into the music?
I think I will eventually. I just don't know how. I gotta be honest, like I haven't found out how, you know? And I feel like I have a couple songs where I've tried to do that. Like I got a song on my SoundCloud called PSA, and it was very much that for me, conscious. And people just didn't receive it from me. Like I feel like a lot of my fan base don't want to hear me talk about that. Like, sadly, maybe that means I need to make some new fans who do want to hear me touch those topics. But a lot of my fans, or a lot of just people I feel like they didn't want to hear that from me. Maybe at that time, maybe it was too soon. But yeah, I have to find a way to do that. Because I definitely am vocal about it, and I'm definitely strong-minded when it comes to politics or my stance on anything I feel is not right.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned on Twitter that you really don't have a like for either of the candidates that we have right now.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Like I really think it's like, what am I gonna do?
You gotta pick. You gotta know the goods of both evils. I guess you gotta pick your pick. But I would say, even though you've mentioned that you've been very vocal about it, why would you still encourage people to go out and vote?
I'm still 100% going to go out and vote. Let me be clear. I will 100% go out and vote, whether I hate both the candidates or love them. I'm gonna vote because at the end of the day, I I just don't want to be stuck in a situation and feel like I had the opportunity to voice my opinion and I didn't. So that's really the number one reason. I'm still, I really just, I mean, if you see my Twitter, you know how I feel about Donald Trump. I have nothing positive to say and but I'm really just trying to find out who is really gonna help us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sick of it. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing what I'm seeing. I'm just tired. I want to find out whoever is really going to be that person to kind of like nudge us forward a little bit. I just don't personally feel as though it's Donald Trump because of the racist and, that I feel like he's bringing us more deeper into what we're trying to get out of.
Facts. And then, so back into the music, I guess I gotta ask you this question, like, being that you've been in this business for so long, even though, I mean, a lot of people think you were discovered by Pharrell, but it was really Famlay, which everybody knows Famlay from that era of hip hop. But do you and Famlay still have conversations? Do you guys still stay in contact with each other? Does he still offer you advice? Does he still have any involvement in your career whatsoever?
Like, Fam will always be a brother to me. Like, I will love Fam, and like, I will have a different type of love and loyalty for him for the rest of my life, because he was that person that believed in me, as of right now, he's no longer my manager, but we'll always be cool. Like, we will always be like, he'll get an invite to my wedding. He's going to meet my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be that person.
No doubt. And then I guess I would say, for certain, if you could go back to when you were making Chola Season or when you were first starting, and you can give yourself one line from any part of your catalog now, if you could drop yourself one line, what would it be?
Any line from my catalog?
Yep.
Damn, I got so many lines.
Now remember, you talking to yourself. You're going back to yourself, and you be like, "Hey, look, I got you on this verse right here. I got you with this line here. Drop that," and the rest is history.
It would be me talking to myself about aligning best on earth, and it would probably be it's a cold world, get a bust down, or it's Van Nuys on the touchdown. Like, those are two iconic lines that people they always say something to me about them.
Definitely. The Van Nuys thing is definitely a California thing. You would have to live in California to know what that's about. So that was definitely catchy right there. It was clever.
Mm-hmm. People thought I was talking about football player from the they thought I was talking about football. It's Van Nuys on the touchdown of the Patriots.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
Exactly. It's talking about a very private airport, a very, very private airport. So I'm just saying, people need to know. As far as like being a female businesswoman, man, it's exciting and hard for you guys at the same time. Like, another thing that's going on right now in hip hop is female artists opening OnlyFans page and doing that whole thing. Not necessarily being, X-rated with it. They're just opening it as a way of revenue and, actually profiting from it. What are your thoughts on this whole OnlyFans situation, I guess?
I don't really have any like specific thought. I'm not pro or con again. Like, I have no negative feedback on it. I feel like everybody just got to do what works for them. If I were to ever, go on OnlyFans, it would just have to be something that worked for me. As for what it is right now, it just doesn't work for me. And I also just feel like when it comes to the internet, things live, So I'm just a little bit more careful with what I put on the internet because I don't want it to. I might not want that to live, So I think that's just something to think about. If you don't care, you don't care. But for me, I care. So I'm just a little bit more cautious.
Definitely, definitely. Now, another thing that you do care about as a businesswoman is makeup. Now, I want to know, man, did you really get into makeup like as a little kid, or was it just something you got into as a teenager? See, you got it, you got it. Now, what made you want to? I mean, what made you get into this, like, and what made you decide to start your own brand?
Well, I just love makeup, and I had a lot of people do my makeup, and it wasn't good. And then I was like, well, why am like I'm cute? Why are they doing this to me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to do my own makeup and learn what worked for me. And then that just made me be like, okay, well, I haven't started production on a makeup line yet, but it's definitely like a big goal of mine, like top 3, because I just love makeup and I just love making women feel beautiful. I love making myself feel more beautiful. Like when my friends come over, I'm like, let me do your makeup, let me do your nails. Like I'm really a beauty guru aside from a musician.
Definitely, definitely. And then, like you mentioned, as far as feeling beautiful and being beautiful, did you ever think that you as a person with your fans and just people outside looking in just would be such an inspiration for a natural look?
No, I didn't. I didn't, but I think that that's one of the reasons why I haven't got my body done or done anything yet is because like some days I do. Like some days I'm like, damn, I really want to go get this done. And then I have other days where I'm like, I love the way I look today. Like I don't want to ruin it, you know? So it's like, I think it's a positive reinforcement for girls and, you know, younger women to see, because right now everybody's done, you know, everybody's glam and everybody got something done. So it's like, when I was growing up, it wasn't like that. Nobody had anything done and everybody was beautiful and everybody felt beautiful. So I just want to, if I can instill that back into some women, I like that.
No doubt, no doubt. And then lastly, just dipping into your Afro-Latina roots, is there any Latin artists that you are really passionate about wanting to work with?
Latin artist, Rosalia. I love Rosalia. I love her. She's so fire. And of course, J Balvin again. I would love to do another song with J Balvin. He's incredible. But yeah, definitely like Rosalia. I'm super pro girls right now.
No doubt, no doubt. And then if you can have anything else to say to your fans who are still watching and still loving and probably still submitting you videos for Cover Girl, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them? I would tell them, hey, what's going on? It's your favorite cover girl checking in live. And I know it's crazy times right now, but stay positive. I know it sounds cliche, but beat your face, do your makeup, get your hair done, and feel good. Even if you can't go outside, go on your balcony. You know what I'm saying? Do what makes you feel good, and then let that translate into other things.
No doubt, no doubt. Definitely. Even if you're going to walk around the house, you know, as long as you feel good walking around the house.
Exactly. And don't say sorry about it, and don't give no money back, period.
No doubt, no doubt. I guess I would say another thing, with the whole pandemic, you've had plenty of time to be at home, man. What have you been watching while you was at home?
I'm a nerd. I'm such a dweeb. Like I really only watch murder crime shows and like, you know,
you on that?
no, ID Discovery, like, you know, oh, like I was a murderer and then they let me out, or like after the first 48, like I like to know, like, oh my God, like why did they let you out? You know, or like why did you murder your husband and leave him in the shed? Like I want to know the tea. You know,
Now,
so I've been watching a lot of like murder stuff.
You want to know the tea so you can be like, look, if my man ever trip on me, you know I can get away with this. I can get this all first 48 out the way, and you know we good for the rest of it. Are you sure about this? Are you sure?
I just want to know the law, and so I feel like watching.
I just want to know the law. What you mean? Hey, like they say in court, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. That's what they say.
Exactly. I just want to know the law and how to do what I need to do if I ever need to do it.
Now look, all we know is look, if Bia boyfriend ever come up missing, she didn't do it. But you know, she's been watching strictly research purposes. She wasn't planning on doing anything with it. She was strictly research.
No. No, I would never.
Sure, for sure. But I mean, being a strip club connoisseur, man, have you checked out P Valley at all?
No, I haven't. Should I check it out?
You should. I mean, being that you so infatuated with that culture, you should definitely check it out.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Stars. Stars.
Oh, on Stars. Okay, on Hulu.
Definitely. And then since you like crime, you should also check out 50 Cent's For Life. You should definitely check that out. That's on Hulu.
Oh, I watched that. I loved it. Yeah, loved it.
Definitely.
I did.
Definitely.
I'm trying to think of like, oh my God, I watch everything. But like, I just don't, you know, when somebody asks you like, what are you watching? And you draw a blank, like, what am I watching?
Yeah, definitely. But man, it's just been a pleasure talking to you. I'm really proud of everything you got going on. Really proud of your growth as an artist. I mean, like I said, a lot of people didn't know that you was popping all the way at Chola season. They just, you just didn't get your shine yet, but you got it now. Everything's working out. Everything's on full tilt. Look forward to getting back to seeing you on stage for Best on Earth and for the performance of Best on Earth with Russ at his Shake the Globe tour. And then, how do you plan to move different as far as engaging with fans after all of this?
Oh man, that's a hard one because like I'm a hugger. Like I love my fans. I want them to hug me. I want them to like, so it's gonna be hard, but I just like I'll be seeing them out, I'll give them like I know it's a corona. Like we take pictures, we can still take pictures and do stuff. It's just gonna be a little bit can't touch them as much. Can't touch anybody. It's not just fans. It's like can't touch anybody.
Yeah, but are you worried about performing on stage and they say 6 feet and people like breathing?
No.
Mm-mm. Good. That's good.
And I'm not worried about it because to be honest, like I'm kind of healthy and like I eat healthy, and I really think that I had corona and passed it. Like I think I had corona a long time ago, and every time I got tested for it, I tested negative. But yeah, I'm just like I just want to go back outside, but I want to do it so that everyone's safe. I'm not just only worried about myself. I'm worried about my family and everybody else's family. So yeah.
No doubt. Well, like I said, we got BIA here today. She's been a great guest. And if you guys want to check out her music, make sure you go check out First Day Out. Make sure you go check out Cover Girl. Make sure you go check out Hollywood. Make sure you go check out all the other catalog all the other music in her catalog that she's had. Definitely check out Chola season so you'll know what I'm talking about, because I know we do that a lot. So
thank you so much, man.
And make sure you check out Nice Girls Finish last. And you'll definitely understand the aggression that comes out of her mouth every time. So, like I said, Bia, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. Thank you for taking the time out, man. We just look forward to seeing what you got next. And then if the project's not coming out next, what's the single coming out next?
The single coming out pretty soon. It's September. It should, let's just say September.
All right. And then as we wait for certain, make sure you go follow her on everything on Instagram, Twitter, everything. Make sure you go and check out her daily banter, mannerisms, cussing people out, cussing girls out, telling girls they ain't shit. Like, hey, I know how it is.
Girls ain't shit, only guys.
Oh, well, only guys ain't shit, but, she said she don't argue with people, so you know how it is.
I don't.
All right, well, it's Thisis50, man. We out of here. Peace.